Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Claire Lee and I'll be your host for this episode. This week I'll be remote sitting down with Coach Bass to begin this new season of the podcast with fresh sight as we enter into 2021 with exhilarating club competition, new creative events, and some more Lambert pride. So get ready because this is Lambert in real time. Hello, Lambert Longhorns. My name is Claire Lee, and I'll be your host for this episode. Long time no see, everyone. After taking this break, the podcast is ready to rock and roll again. Now, a month into the semester 2, there's going to be a lot to discuss. So, who else better than Coach Bass? How are you doing, Coach Bass?
Claire, how am I doing? I'm pumped because we're back. Your show is back, and I'm excited to break out 2021 as a guest on your show. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited to start this new semester of this podcast with you. Obviously, we started last semester with you, and I think it's just going to be so much fun discussing all the possibilities that we have in store in 2021.
Absolutely. Me too. Things are rolling. Fortunately, unlike other counties, we've had some setbacks, but we're moving straight ahead and we're in school and things are going on, which is great.
So before we get into the new year, I want to take some time to reminisce on some of the fun we had in 2020. Is there anything particularly that pops up in your head?
Well, the thing that's fun to me is we had to come up with ways to deal with the new reality as we work through COVID and kids, half the school being virtual. To a lot of, me, I love the whole spirit and the relationship piece. And that was very limited. In fact, as you know, we weren't able to have any pep rallies, but we worked around it. We got through homecoming. Even though we couldn't have the dance, we had the dress up days. We did this, everybody created these canvases. All the clubs were awesome. Mass Longhorn, we called it. We had wacky games. We had a lot of innovative stuff that we've got started that we'll talk to and get through as far as class competitions as we worked around our limitations. Sports have been in action. Clubs have been limited, but in action. We now have our arts. It's been gradual, but we're dealing with it. And as Lambert normally does, we're rolling with it and making good strides.
I think it's super apparent that Lambert has been putting in extra effort to be creative and stay clever during these situations. I know it can be super hard, but one thing that was really great was we were able to host the canned food drive that Student Council does every year to come together as a community and help those in need. It's really inspiring.
There's no doubt. That was one of the big events that we were able to stick with. Student Council persevered. I think it was like 12,000 units right before the holidays. You're exactly right. That's one example of us keeping our nose to it and saying we're not going to be held back and we're going to go for it. So yeah, that was great. The canned food drive was a big success.
The common attitude seems to be that though it was fun, it was very much a roller coaster. There was a lot of good yet difficult times for all of us. If you had to let your future self know what was about to go down, what would you tell yourself?
Oh my goodness. What I would say is, strap in. It's going to seem overwhelming. It is overwhelming, but we got to find a way to work through it. And we have. I would say don't panic. Have a willingness to go to plan B. I always view things as being written in smoke. And so as a result, we can't have these expectations and give up. As a result, if we get a setback, instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, we go to plan B and we make it work.
I have learned a lot. I'm sure other students and staff as well. I learned a lot about myself, a lot about our school, our community, and we've grown together in a way that we probably never seen before, and I'm really proud of us.
As am I, and I think everybody's accepted the fact that we need to wear masks, even though they're expected, they're not required, but we need to wear them, that we need to social distance. A great example is, when we first started having positive cases, we'd have 20, 25 students, be exposed and have to send home. Well, what the admin team did is we sat down, we figured out what do we do? And we went through and we had to reconfigure all the classrooms. But we've cut that number in half. And that's keeping us in the building instead of having to be out of the building.
Again, I have to say, I am always impressed by the amount of effort the staff put in to ensure our safety and well-being. I think at first people were relatively skeptical, but I think getting through semester 1 relatively well has proven a lot.
It really has. And last year, we had to basically, we had to shut down all our athletics. And I'll use athletics as an example that, basically, sure, we've had, some key players have to miss big games. We've had to even shut down events for a week at a time. But the reality is all of our sports went through. We played, we're in the middle of winter sports right now. Swimming just won the county championship in the girls. The boys came in second. Wrestling having a great season. Basketball is in full swing. And then all of our spring sports are out on the fields, practicing away, staying within the guidelines and the limitations, but, trying to have school as it usually is. I mean, my biggest disappointment is the guy that loves spirit and hype and relationships. It's a constant battle to be creative because we have these limitations, but we're going to work through it, and we have worked through it.
I truly believe the success that Lambert has had can be attributed to the students and staff. They have worked extremely hard to maintain the positivity that sometimes feels a little absent. Is there anything that you want to tell them going to 2021 or from the past semester?
Oh, yeah. Well, what I want to tell them is Lambert's here. We got the Longhorn Pride. We've got spirit. We've got great academics. Clubs are rolling. I mean, we have to be careful. We have a new reality, at least for the time being, but we can live and succeed in that reality and make it wonderful, which we have already with big things coming in the spring.
2020 has been a full ride. I'm sure a lot of us are glad that we are finally done with it. And as we approach semester 2, we have a lot of activities and fun things in plan, which Coach Bass will tell us all about in the second part of the podcast. So we'll be back.
Well, great, because I'll tell you what, to keep people waiting, I've got a couple big things that are happening in the second semester that will have them wait till we come back.
Welcome to the break part of the podcast. First, I want to express my gratitude for letting me take such a huge break. I know it's been a while, but I took the time to get a little bit more creative, and hopefully these episodes will be a little bit more exciting. I have changed my schedule. I will be posting on the second and fourth weeks of each month, and hopefully that will bring you more diverse content. Our next episode in February will be with Mr. Walker on the wellness program and him as the wellness director, along with a little talk on the diversity club, and if you're interested, you can join. Now let's go back to the show. Welcome back from the break. We're going to talk a little bit more about semester 2 and all of its plans. So how's it been, Coach Bass?
Oh, it's been awesome. So far, the kids are right back getting their work done. We have a few cases here and there that we're dealing with. Sports are in full action. And I'm trying to, we've got some exciting things going on as far as building spirit. Even though we can't have pep rallies, we got some things happening that are really exciting.
Despite the circumstances, we had a lot of success last year with things that we previously mentioned in the first part of the podcast. Is there anything that you wanted to let us know that we can look forward to this year?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that have been going on. So one of the things, Claire, is really cool. We're doing this thing. It's called It's Go Time. And basically, It's Go Time is a club competition. We have these two type of events. They're either called the Hornger Games, which are kind of active games, or Longhorns in Your Head, which are more cerebral. And what we do is we pull two club out of the hat, so to speak, and they compete in an event. Now, hopefully your listeners are on Lambert Hype on Instagram, because we drop all these videos and we do the guest pullers. For example, we just had a big Family Feud event where Compass went up against the band. Unfortunately, the band went down. Compass got the W. Then we had the snowball battle. It wasn't really snowballs. You have to watch the video to see. Between the seniors and the freshmen, the seniors were victorious. So they move on, and it's a single elimination. Once you lose, you're out. And we're doing it all the way to the end of the year. And it's really cool. In fact, the National Art Honor Society is painting this incredible mural with a bracket up by the Media Center. You should walk by and check it out. It's going to be awesome. And then, of course, our Year in Spirit competition continues, which is the year-long Spirit Point battle. And Claire, you'll be happy to know that those who possess the Spirit Belt at this moment, it could change, is the mighty junior class.
Let's go. If any juniors are listening, please keep the effort up. We need to win this year, and we need to claim the belt.
Yeah, and right now they're on fire. They're en fuego. They're on fire.
That seems a lot of fun with class activities and engaging our students through safe activities that enrich our 2021. And you seem to have a lot more in store also. Soon there's all sorts of things going on. I heard a lot of people are holding virtual SLCs or conventions. I'm attending a few, and that seems very fun and accommodating for our situation. Is there anything that Lambert's planning on doing for the rest of this year?
Claire, we got a couple of really cool things coming up. Well, first of all, I know everybody's sitting there in your audience waiting, is there going to be prom this year? Well, as of right now, of course, we know, Claire, things can change, Prom is a definite go. Tentative date is April 17th, but it might change. I know that's early, but we're doing it early just in case we have to push it back. You know what I mean? So we don't know exactly the site yet, but Mrs. Wilson and student council, you all are working on it, and it's going to be awesome. The other thing coming up sooner than that is we're doing a week of Longhorn love, and that's going to be February 8th to February 11th, right before Valentine's Day. And what we're going to do that whole week is we're going to have each class taking a day, and they're showing love to the faculty and to the students. It's a surprise, so they're going to bust that out. We're going to have a pajama day during that week. Compass is putting the hearts with everybody's name all over the building, and we have some other things planned as well. But it's going to be great. It's going to be, again, Longhorn Love, the week of February 8th to the 11th.
I did not know about that. I am very excited now. I'm part of Compass and Student Council, and last year I did the Hearts, and that was so much fun getting to see everyone smile. And I'm sure, even with masks on, that we can feel the energy every time someone finds their name on a heart. And that's always been one of my favorite traditions as a Lambert Longhorn.
It is visually really cool to have everybody's name on. And we're also, I forgot one other thing, we're also doing a door decoration with awards for teachers that want to have their students decorate their door that week. So that's another piece of the Longhorn Love Week.
Oh, I love door decorations. Everyone gets to show off their talent, their personalities. The teacher gets to show off their room. Yeah, I'm so excited for that. As a part of student council, I've been hearing a little bit of chatter about prom. The juniors and seniors I know are slowly developing, and hopefully, if things go well, we can have some sort of a prom.
Yes, and I think we will. I really am I'm very hopeful. And as we started at the beginning of the show, you know what? If there's limitations, we'll roll with it. Whatever it is, we'll have a good time, no matter whether it's even here on campus. We're going to have a good time.
I have heard a little thing about the prom fashion show. I've been seeing a little bit of it on my social media stories and stuff like that. So could you let us know what that exactly is?
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, Claire. The prom fashion show is on Saturday, February 6th. So it's coming up. I believe DECA is doing 3 different shows that day. So I'm sure if you go to DECA, they have, how you can get tickets, because we are limited to only 107 seats in the auditorium, at this time. So that's why they're doing 3 shows. But the prom fashion show always is amazing. They're doing it. Also, ATL, they just finished their show last week, Gift of the Magi. I know they've got a number of big shows planned in the spring that will be rolling out, and you may even be able to mention on your show a little bit later. But the arts are happening here, just like sports and academics. Again, we may had a detour, but we're still keeping moving. We're keeping it moving, and we're experiencing great things here.
You guys can definitely look forward to the DECA interview, and hopefully with theater and ATL, we'll definitely be interviewing them on the show. Lambert is one gigantic team, and we're all working together to hopefully create a more safe, positive future. Semester 1 at Lambert has sure been very eye-opening, and I'm sure this year has a lot of exhilarating things in store. For now, let's keep up the positive attitudes, work to protect our community, and of course, have fun. Thank you so much, Coach Bass, for dropping by on the podcast. It's always a treat to have you on.
Listen, it's an honor. Thank you for having me. The show is fantastic, and I'll be listening for your next ones to come. Keep it real.
Everyone, be sure to follow Lambert Hype on Instagram. You can keep up with school, club, extracurricular news, all delivered to you by Coach Bass. You can also follow the podcast on Instagram at Latest Real Time, where we'll constantly update about new guests and little clips. You can find these episodes on Spotify, YouTube, and basically anywhere you can find podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe and hook 'em.